video is on textbook pages 122 through 124. Do you understand? How can you compare proportional relationships represented in different ways? So we want to find the rate of change of each type, whether that is a table, a graph, an equation, or a verbal description. Once you find the rate of change of each representation, then you can compare the values. Find the unit rate or constant of proportionality for a relationship represented in a graph. So our first step is to pick out the points that can be read clearly. We are then going to find the pattern between the points. After that, we are going to set up the fraction y over x in the order rise over run. And step 4 is going to be to simplify. Use the constant of proportionality with any representation. All representations have a fraction setup of y over x. He sits and Petra does yard work on weekends. The graph relating Amanda's earnings to the number of hours she babysits passes through the points 0, 0, and 424. The table below represents Petra's earnings to the number of hours she does yard work. So if these are our values for Amanda, we can create our own table of data. So we have 0 hours would represent $0. Or we have 4 hours worked, which would represent $24. Finding your pattern in the table, 0 to 4 would be 4 hours, 0 to 24 would be $24. We set up the fraction y over x, so 24 divided by 4 is $6 per hour. For Petra, we would find our pattern in our table. Our hours are going up by 369. Our earnings are going up by 15, 30, 45. Setting up the fraction y over x, 15 divided by 3 is going to be 5. Petra earns $5 per hour. And so to answer the question, who earns more? Amanda earns more. Amanda earns $6, where Petra only earns $5. Milo pays $3 per pound for dog food at Pat Pet's Palace. So at Pat Pet's Palace, it's $3 per pound. The graph below represents the cost per pound of food at Mark's Mutt Market. To find the rate of change for our graph, we're going to find the points that we can read clearly, which would be 0, and then the value up at the top, which would be 20 and 5. To connect our 2 points, we would go up $20, and we would go across 5 pounds. We set up our fraction y over x, rise over run, and divide the 20 by the 5 pounds. $20 divided by 5 pounds gives us an answer of $4 per pound of food. So the question asks, which store will Milo pay a lower price? The lower price is at Pat's Pet Palace.